Welcome to another round of streaming on RedYellowGreen. This is part 6. What are we working on today? Today we are going to make sure the streamer works. The scraper. Make sure the scraper works. And hopefully get into some UI work today. That's what I'd like to do. Very cool. So this is the scraper file. I guess we can just start by running it. I have two terminals open. Let me clear these both. Let's start with a fresh shell. Looks like this is already sticking. Let me actually close VS Code. And of course, Chrome is taking up a bunch of memory. Yeah, VS Code is actually doing a lot. I wonder what it's doing. Maybe I need to disable some plugins. Let me turn off Copilot maybe. In the lower right, I can see, yeah, there's Copilot. So let's turn off Copilot. Loading IntelliSense. All right, VS Code is taking less now. It says Node is running. Can open up the terminal and see what is Node doing, because I don't think I have Node running right now. I don't really know, like, why would any of these be hogging memory? So let's list node processes. You can format your own strings without writing your own methods, buddy. Okay, what are you talking about? Are you talking about this, like, workflow names? What are you talking about? I wasn't formatting a string. So I'm not seeing node in the list of PIDs. Maybe I need the dash E. No, I still don't see it. So yeah, maybe I can force kill it. Discord is taking up like basically nothing. I guess I could close Discord. Yeah, it's definitely all these Chrome processes, right? Is there like one process per tab or something? What are you doing? I'm trying to figure out why my system resources went up so far. Like my resource usage. Settings, like I can close that, I guess. What is this? Okay, well, I don't see node anymore, so somehow it got closed. And why are there so many VS Code tasks? Does this one thing really need that many tasks? Maybe it just spawns a bunch of threads for some reason. Okay, well, usage is back down. Cool. Sort by CPU. No, I was looking for node specifically. And look, it spiked to 100. So node is gone. Let me actually disable Copilot over here because I suspect it's like not really getting disabled. I think I just need to restart my computer. This is weird that this is happening now. What's your CPU? It's like old. So yeah, here's my processor. All right, well, this thing quieted down. We're at under 50 now, so I guess we can go ahead. I still have node. Yeah, it's still there. All right, cool. All right, so let's see if I can open up Chrome now or if it'll complain about that. Holy Chrome tabs. Yeah, it's going back and forth. This is actually like a small number of Chrome tabs for me. I don't understand why it's taking up that much CPU. Okay, I guess it's like a startup thing and it's calling back down maybe. Okay, so let's see if I can run my scraper now. I usually have like 30 tabs open on my mobile. Cool. All right, did I run this wrong? Do I even have a TOML file? Oh, this is not Python, my bad. Yeah. Do I have a package file? Not this one. So yeah, just start. Okay. What is Poetry? Poetry is a package manager for Python. So kind of like how you would npm run some script, you can run a script through Poetry. And you can also install through Poetry. Poetry can generate you a lock file like Yarn does. And it creates virtual environments. So if you have like different projects with different versions of Python, they cooperate with each other with Poetry. Thanks for the follow, Brian. Drink check, I got sparkling pineapple, green tea, and cherry juice. And then I have a cowboy coffee. What makes it a cowboy coffee is the grounds are still in it. Obtain workflow records, done, pause before navigation. Pause before navigation. So we got to this log statement right here. Okay, let's see how far we can go. Let me check over on YouTube if I have any questions over there. Still on this one. I wonder. Yeah, I should move the log statement here so I can get that workflow ID so I can know which one is taking long. Here I say done scraping workflow number. If you go over to YouTube, link in my bio, you can see the full screen. Do they have anti-botting measures? No, on a previous stream I thought they did, but they're just slow. I think they don't need anti-botting measures because the service is so slow that it sort of auto rate limits because just literally their servers are slow. All right, well, here we are. Done scraping 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4. All right, so we got through that loop. We have an idea for a minor log enhancement. So I'll go ahead and add that, console.log. Now scraping. All right, cool. So it took 180 seconds. That's so awful. Now scraping this workflow ID. Okay. Minor enhancement there. Otherwise, this is looking good, except for the fact that it's slow. But I think that's like on their side, not because of the code. So yeah, let's look at what my CSV brought back. Here we go. Total pages 81, 81, and that is updated to 84. So we have 3 new pages to scrape now. Why not use HTTP requests and fetch instead of a whole browser? The answer is because there is no API. That's the first answer. So there's nothing to hijack. It's server-side rendered, so literally I need to scrape out the physical DOM. And even then, like, why don't I use Beautiful Soup or something like that? The reason is because I need a stateful client to log in. So I have to do a login step here. And they use Laravel with CSRF and stuff like that. So Beautiful Soup is busted. Good question, though. By the way, this is part 6 of a series. And so, yeah, a lot of those questions will probably be answered if you check out the YouTube playlist, the earlier parts of it. Thank you for the follows. Okay, so I think I can uncomment this now. CSV writer, do I want this? TikTok URL, YouTube URL. Right. Yes, I do want this. So I'll uncomment both of these. And I would rather turn this into an environment variable. Yeah. So let's say we'll call it with request interception. Or that doesn't, like, if we do request interception, it doesn't really tell you like why are you doing request interception? Oh, okay, whatever. Let's not overthink it. With request interception. And this will be like false by default, but you can turn it true. And so here, I'll uncomment this and I'll wrap it in a if block. And I think I can extract this method to keep my main method clean. Whatever. That's like a minor detail. I don't think it matters. Cool. What does this do exactly? It scrapes repurpose. It scrapes this website. So you log in. Like, I have an account. You know, I'm not doing anything illegal or anything. They just don't have an API, so I'm doing it myself. I literally asked them, like, hey, can I download my data? And they're like, we don't have a way for you to download your data. Like, okay, I guess I'll have to scrape it myself. So first of all, I'm looking at TikTok and YouTube, and then I also want to pull in Insta. I think those are the 3 main ones I care about. I'm probably going to remove Twitter because it seems like posting directly to Twitter is not a good practice. Instead, you want to post to YouTube and then take your YouTube video and tweet it. And that way you grow your YouTube audience. That's kind of a sidetrack. Anyway, basically the idea is that I can see what content is performing well across channels. So if I make a TikTok, then it goes over to YouTube Reels and it goes over to Instagram Reels, or YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. And I want to know what content is doing well on all the channels so that I can distinguish like actually good content from channel effects, like stuff that just does well on TikTok, basically. Oh, that's pretty cool. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you'll stick around. Whoa, that's sick. Thank you, Jake. Yeah, and I do a bunch of stuff that I haven't seen any social media tools do. I do something like a circulation candidate identification. So if something is performs well across channels, so this is called RedYellowGreen. It's open source. I might make like a paid service. Yeah, it's on GitHub. Here it is. Here's my GitHub. Go throw a star on it if you're feeling generous. Quick reminder, if you go over to YouTube in my bio, you can see the full screen. Yeah, so most of the work I do is open source. And so this is another open source one. And yeah, so circulation candidate identification is like, hey, it's performing well everywhere and it is evergreen content. So it's not based on trends. A lot of the stuff we do on TikTok is based on trends. So if something was trending last month, it might have performed well and then it won't perform well today. So it's not a circulation candidate. But if it's evergreen content, and if you haven't posted it recently, and if it's doing well, if you meet those 3 criteria, then you are a circulation candidate, basically. So this is like a really cool, it's like one of the really cool features that this is going to have. I want to make my own app, says Trade God. Pull up, dude. Let's do it. Hang in there. You can do it. Okay. So we ran the scraper, right? And then what did we do? After that, we want to parameterize request interception. So let me go env dot, what's the syntax for an env variable? Process. We're using Node.js, right? This is Node. JavaScript on the server. Why are we scraping in Node instead of Python? I think I talked about that earlier. Beautiful Soup doesn't work. I need a stateful driver. Puppeteer is the best driver we have. And there's this other thing where I need to do DOM scraping, so I need to use like JavaScript selectors. And it's really weird to have JavaScript nested in your Python. Here I can have it all one language. Okay, so we turn that into an environment variable. Let me go off screen because I only updated the template env file. I need to update the real one, so I'm off screen temporarily. Voila, that was quick. Now it's updated. And this is a nice small like 3-file commit, right? So let me make sure it works, but if this works, then we can go ahead and check this in. You see I have the diff over there on the mini map. Let me also Control-Shift-P and format. I think it's already formatted, but just to be sure. Okay, so what do we expect? I expect that this doesn't do anything differently. Well, it's going to try and run. It's going to try and run this second thing here. I need to add some logs in this area as well. For let workflow ID of workflow records. Cool, cool. That's fine. Yeah, and we navigate to page 1 right now. That's really not ideal, but whatever. So the way this works is first I go figure out how many pages exist in each workflow ID. And then I scrape them page by page. I want the logs to say that because I think the logs are just like scraping this workflow ID, which is not actually correct. Scraping workflow ID, and so this should say like calculating pages, something like that. Yeah, counting pages for workflow ID. And then this one says done scraping. It should say done counting pages for workflow number. Okay, so here's where we're counting pages. And then later we are going to genuinely scrape. So this is where I should say scraping. We're going to scrape page 1, and then it's going to let pages, yeah. I don't like this pattern where I start on page 1 and I work forwards. I'd rather go to the last page and work backwards so that I can leverage caching. But that caching is not currently implemented. And does it matter? It should not matter if I use a JSON structure. hard coding is bad. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So are you talking about the page number? So I agree, like this thing where you start on page 1 is bad. We should basically use a variable. You know, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. You get it working and then you get it working better. So um, Visual Studio, this is VS Code. Why does JavaScript have so many different package and dependency managers? Because like first of all, I don't know that it has a lot more than other languages. Like Python has a few as well, like PipX, Poetry. But anyway, like having a large number of managers is not a bad thing. You want competition so that people are incentivized to make a better one. I may as well be looking at the stars. That sounds beautiful. Thanks for being here, y'all. Thank you for the likes and the follows. Quick reminder, you can go over to YouTube and see the full screen. The link is in my bio. This is part 6 of a series, and the series is a YouTube playlist. Okay, so what do I want to do for now? Yeah, I agree we should fix the page thing eventually. I don't know if I want to do that right now, though. What I want to do right now is at least make it clear what's going on in the program at a given point in time. Yeah, what's up with this total pages thing? I know what's going on. This is why I split out this other function, actually, is so I didn't have to do this. It's counting pages right now. We don't need to do that now. We don't need to do that now because this workflow records now includes a count of the pages. Dude, why JS? Use TypeScript. I might convert it. It's not a big deal. The app is in TypeScript except for this scraper file. It is getting on the largish side, so I hear you, but none of the types are really complicated right now. So, and they're really not reused. That's actually the big reason. So I don't see much purpose in defining a type if the type is not reused, right? Do you have vids uploaded of coding this from the beginning? Hey, Jake, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. So like I said, there's a playlist. So here's my YouTube. It's my same name, John Vandeveer. You can also get there through the link in my bio. And so we're currently on part 6, and here are the first 5. So how many hours are we putting in? 4, 5, half, 7.5, 8. Yeah, so I'm like 10 hours deep in this stuff. Oh, I see you sub Peter Schiff. You like you already. Thank you so much. Yeah, Peter Schiff is pretty valid. I mean, he goes over the top with his optimism on gold sometimes, but he's really, really good at critiquing the problems in the federal policy and in a lot of the analysis that's done on Wall Street, sort of typical analysis. By the way, I have a PhD in economics, so I'm not just like some guy that's like, oh, Schiff is great. Like, I'm pretty picky about who I like when it comes to economics, and I do like Schiff. Okay, that was a fun little tangent. I love talking about economics, but let's get back on track with the coding. I want to code a game, but I don't know coding, and I feel like it would take years to learn how to code. Yeah, it does take years to get really good, but you don't need to be really good to start. It might take years, but like, what's the problem? Also, ChatGPT will really help you. So we've actually never had a situation where it's as easy to learn to code as it is today. Yeah, Tukey is right. This is JavaScript, but I do like Golang. I wouldn't recommend it for beginners, but if you're already sort of an advanced developer, it's an excellent thing to pick up next. Maybe I would probably go Rust, honestly. I would go Rust before Golang, because I recommend you start with TypeScript and Rust and Python are sort of like two smart next moves because Python will give you a new skill set in data analysis. And then Rust is like used for a lot of the tooling under both of them. How's C++ on the scale of difficulty, as that's what I would have to code in for UE5. Yeah, Unreal Engine. C++ is hard. It's one of the hardest programming languages. If you look at the Stack Overflow Developer Satisfaction Survey, it's one of the most hated programming languages. Kernel Dump says it's the best. Yeah, you always get a few people that love it. So, I mean, God love them. I'm not one of them. Is this a ChatGPT copy paste? Absolutely not. Although I do work with ChatGPT, so don't hate on it. But no, I've been writing this. How do you say that username? Juso Twin says C++ is fun. I think that's the right attitude, right? If you can make it fun, then you're not worried that it takes a year because you're just having fun for a year, right? Like, I think that's so the right attitude for real. Okay, I'm going to get back to coding. Thanks for being here. Check out YouTube, link in my bio. I'm trying to grow my YouTube audience, and that's where you can see the full screen. Do you have any experience with embedded C? No, I do not. Okay, scraping pages for workflow ID. And then I can be more specific. I can say scraping page 1. I don't need to do this. Right, this is what I was just going over. I lost my train of thought. So now that we have workflow records, who said this should be TypeScript? I think it's time. Because workflow records I am reusing here. And these are init, which is terrifying. It's time. It's time to go TypeScript. Yeah, let's fucking do it. And that is how you write TypeScript, boys and girls. Tukey says, that was me. Yeah, it was a good call. 200 lines, we are pushing the complexity boundary. And especially since I actually have a reason to reuse it now. Cannot find name record. Yeah, that's right. Because it's just workflow ID. And what about this? Next page link is possibly null. I don't need total pages because I have workflow ID, implicit any type. All right, so this is where ChatGPT can be really helpful in a TypeScript conversion. Consider the following JavaScript file. I would like to convert it to TypeScript. Let's see, should I do this right now? No, I should not. I'm going to do this in 2 stages. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to comment this secondary file. Or secondary method. Should resume is what? CSV path. Yeah, let's do this one thing at a time. So I'll comment this as well. Workflow records, golly. I just commented basically everything. So here's the workflow list CSV path. And why is it complaining about process? My main function looks pretty much fine. Promises must be awaited. Do I have top level await? Let's see. Await are only allowed at the top level when that file is a module, but this file is not a module. All right. So I'll just add a catch. What framework are you using? I'm not using a framework in here. Not for this file. I mean, for the app, I'm using Next.js, but not in this particular, like not in the scraper. My ADHD wouldn't let me do this. Get some Ritalin. What are the results of this script? Well, here's one of them. This CSV file. Have you ever coded using the Ligma method? No, you should pull up and show me that. It's a bad practice. That's what GPT get you. What? Like I haven't used ChatGPT so far on the stream, although I'm going to shortly. Okay. So I think we're doing good. So yeah, now that it's TypeScript, I need to run it with TSC. How do I run a TypeScript file inline? Is it npx tsc myfile.ts? I think that's it. It won't directly execute the TypeScript code. Okay, use TS node. All right. Yeah, I mixed those up, so good thing I asked it. So let's add them. I'm going to add them through Yarn. What are you using for the DB? MySQL or SQL? Postgres. I'm a comp sci major, and man, this just looks miserable. Need to change majors, I think. I mean, I don't think it's miserable. What's miserable about it? Okay, so now we are going to node, TS node, index.ts. So let's try this. See what happens. Need to actually install it. Did you go to college? Well, I have a PhD in economics, so I went to college for quite a while. Try using React. It will make your project less complex. So this is a React project. So this is a Next project. Next is a framework that uses the React rendering library. So if you go to any of my client stuff, you can see this is all React. However, the scraper it doesn't make sense to use React for a scraper. React is a rendering library, so you wouldn't use it for scraping. All right, cannot find module. I need to initialize the TypeScript module. Right. Node is the best choice for scraping, for sure, for sure. Why are you using Windows and not Linux? Because I like to be able to play games. Seems like you're having a good time. Enjoyment is subjective. Yeah, that's facts. Thanks for the follow. Do you know the command line? Yep, TSC init as long as you already have yarn installed TypeScript. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, that sounds right. Types.foo. GPT is so dumb sometimes. I might be able to just copy this, but yeah, TSC init is what I was looking for. What is the yarn? What is the yarn version of NPX? Is it yarn DLX? Maybe I just do this. I mean, I guess I can just NPX it. I guess I don't care. Okay, that kind of worked. So yarn TSC init. Linux just works out of the box. That's like, that's such fake news. No, it doesn't. Linux works out of the box. That's hilarious. Once you get this running, port it to AWS, please. No, I won't be doing that. I use Supabase and Vercel. So first of all, the developer experience is amazing. I can just push and it auto deploys. Like, hello. But also AWS free tier is fake news. And if you forget about an instance, you'll wake up with like a multiple $100 bill. What's up?
What's up, bro?
How you doing, man?
Hey, what's your name, bro?
John.
John? Okay, my name is Serbia. Where you from? John.
I'm living in Virginia. I'm originally from Texas. That was weird. I think he just dropped. DX with Vercel and Supabase is insanely good. Yeah, I totally agree. And it's free. I do pay for the paid Supabase. I think it's worth it. But in theory, you could just use the free tier. Oh, I'm wearing a Supabase shirt. Can you see that? If you're on YouTube, you can see it. I like Railway better. No, Railway is not better. Yeah, I don't want to get into I don't want this stream to be about that. What is Supabase? It's a database as a service. So this is Supabase. Check it out. It's really awesome. What part of VA? I'm in Richmond. So I'm in Northern Virginia. I live in a town called Centerville, which is next to Fairfax. The old task manager is holding up. Okay, so TSC init failed like that. Let's see. I can do it differently. Here is my yeah, like what am I doing? I'll just npx it. That's fine. I try to avoid npx for consistency, but it doesn't matter in this case. What about AWS Amplify? No. No. I just joined. What are you coding? This is called, could not resolve path. I'll tell you what we're working on quickly, and then I got to fix that issue. So this is called RedYellowGreen. It's an open source social media quality tool. Have you ever seen like a bunch of garbage TikToks? This helps us not make garbage TikToks. So it allows analysis over multiple social media channels, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram Reels, and more. And I can post and see what performs well across channels. So I get a sense of what is actually green or like high quality content versus yellow, which is like it does well on one platform, but it's not generally good, and red is like it's bad everywhere. Sweet, that's cool. Thanks. Do you advise learning full stack dev instead of focusing on front end because of job security? No, instead is the wrong word. Instead is the wrong word. So it is impossible to become a full stack developer without learning front end. So the right way to think about this is that you start with the front end and then eventually you learn the back end. In theory, that's what it's supposed to do. I don't get the question. Sorry. Cool. Could not resolve path. What like? So what is this? Do you use Terraform? No, I mean I do. I use it for work, but I try to minimize how much I use it. I really don't like working with it, and it's like yeah. Is web development still a good option? Yes, it's a great option. It's the number one that I recommend. What are your ideas on boot camps? Worth it. A high prestige boot camp is worth it. The average boot camp is not worth it. You want to go to coursereport.com. By the way, please subscribe to my channel. I talk about this all the time. So I'm guessing that you don't follow. I'm guessing that you don't follow my channel. Yeah. So you go to coursereport.com, browse schools, sort by most reviewed, and then you want a rating of 4.25 or higher and over 400 reviews. So LeWagon, for example, will be the best in the world. I don't think they're available in the United States, though. I typically recommend currently, like as of 2023, this year, I've been recommending these two, Springboard and Career Foundry for American students. The reason for that is that they have a job guarantee. So when you think about your return on investment, you need to adjust that for risk, and this is a fantastic investment. Donkaroo says, dude, what's up, dude? The error you're seeing suggests TypeScript is trying to resolve init as a TypeScript file, not as a command. Wow. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, okay. I don't know. Maybe I should go over to the actual TypeScript website. Okay, this worked fine, so then I'm not going to worry about it. Do you remember that list you wrote yesterday about the best course classes on live? Did you ever post that? Yeah. So my number one recommendation, and by the way, let me again point you to my YouTube. I created an abbreviated form of the live. So this live was like over 3 hours long. But here is the abbreviated form, which is under 30 minutes. And it's Coursera and Meta become a front-end developer. So this is currently, as of like yesterday, new research. This is the best entry point to programming on the market, is the Coursera Meta program. This one right here. So should I change my major? I don't know your details. I wouldn't just randomly encourage people to change their major. Oh, finished my first year of college, majored in CS, learned Java, but I still find it really hard. What do you mean really hard? Like, are you failing? Are you failing your classes? I think you should set up a call with me. Check the link in my bio. just because something is hard does not mean you should change majors. But if by hard you mean that you're like worried you're not going to graduate, then you should probably change majors. Does that make sense? If I graduate with a CS degree with minimal knowledge, could I still get a job? Absolutely. Honestly, I'd say learn to use AI and find ways to fix already existing code. I mean, it's not a bad idea, but I would do more than that. But that's a good skill, sure. Okay, now that we got this thing, let's try to yarn start now. Cannot find module. TS node. I have a master's in data science and data analytics. How can I jump from that to software engineer? You should go through data engineering. So you should get a data engineering role, you will get programming experience, and then you can become a software engineer after that. Would you rather have a CS or a IT degree? Would you take one over the other if it was easier? CS is more valuable from a return on investment perspective. Do you know what you typically do in a CS internship? Like I know what I've seen internships at the companies that I work at. You just work on projects. It's just like you're an employee basically, except they kind of hold your hand. Is cybersecurity worth getting into? I haven't looked in detail at this. I mean, in general, it's like a decent field. Last time I checked, I think software engineering was better, but that could be changing. I don't know. Do you highly recommend Coursera over free boot camps? Yes, yes, yes. The typical, so first of all, there's no free boot camp. There are places that call themselves boot camps, and they're not. Like the design of a boot camp is that it's instructor led. So that's not free. You're not going to find that free. You'll find video courses that are free that call themselves boot camps, but in the academic research, we would call those MOOCs, or even just videos, depending on how it's set up. Where would you suggest to start learning for yourself and your child? That's a good question. What age? What age? Coding is too difficult to me. Maybe. I mean, I don't know you. Have you tried it? I recommend a 3-try, like give it 3 tries. And ensure that you're working with knowledgeable people, try different courses, try different languages. Like you could, like in the past, if you've only tried it once with one language, you could have just had a bad teacher, or like a tough programming language like Java or something like that. Age 10. Yeah, that's really tough. So I think age 10, I would not try going to Coursera, right? I guess I would go for the Codecademy. I guess I would go for Codecademy in that case. Lots of questions. Hey, I'm trying to make some progress on this actual project here, so leave your question on my TikTok videos, and I'll try to reply when I have time. Is IBM good? IBM's mid. IBM is mid. They're not bad, they're just mid. They're Fortune, what, 140 right now? So Google, Amazon, Meta, these are all going to be better certification locations than IBM. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Quick reminder, you can go over to YouTube and see the full screen. So, yeah, cannot find this module. Why can you not find this module? So what version of yarn has DLX? How to get yeah, this is what I want. Yarn DLX command. How do I get this? How to update yarn. Yarn self-update. Self-update not found. Bummer. npm install dash global yarn. That's right. Are we using yarn 3? I'm trying to upgrade because I don't know where DLX is. This is yarn 1. Hey.
Hey, you streaming?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some grocery shopping on Instacart. Whenever you want to empty the dishwasher, I'll clean up the kitchen. Anything specific you want?
Yeah, I was thinking about some stuff earlier, but I can't remember it right now. Oh, just those salads that we got that were really good, and the rotisserie chicken. Oh, and energy drinks.
Energy drink.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Okay, so let me uninstall it. So yeah, why is it sticking me with yarn version 1? Tra la 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 la. I don't want to migrate, I just want to upgrade. Oh, is my node too old? What's my node version? I'm 16.17. Yarn set version 3. Okay. I feel like I didn't have to do that on my Mac, but whatever. Set version not found. Preferred way to manage yarn is through CorePack. A new binary shipped. Okay, fine. So yeah, let's do this then. Try set version no hyphen. Oh golly. Okay, let me npm IG yarn. I'll try that, and then if that doesn't work, I'll do the other thing. core pack will install v1. It's complicated. So are you saying I shouldn't do it this way? Yarn set version stable, like this? Like now it works. What? Didn't I say that earlier? Set version 3. Whatever. Okay. Sudo RF. Okay, let me do that real quick. Looks like it's giving you the classic stable. No, this is the new stable. Yeah. So now I finally have DLX. Ooh, look, it fancied up my my thingy over here. So here I'm going to yarn DLX TS node. Package doesn't seem to be present in your log file. Okay, fine. Ooh, let's go. You moved to a stable version, and now you have the binary to do the move to 3. Yeah, I think that is what happened, if I'm understanding this correctly. Which is like goofy to me, but whatever. We made it. I was referring to when it was giving 1, 2, 2. Thanks, Vinyl. That makes sense. 3 is an alias for stable. Cool. So I am not 3. That's cool. I never wanted to be a 3. I'm trying to be a 9 or a 10. I don't actually want to be a 10. I'd rather just be a 9. So I feel like I'm good. Well, we're getting somewhere. Oh, it's mad because of all the things. Okay, that's fine. Let's clean up these. So these are .yarn. Cool. So now I need to update my git ignore. Da-da-da-da. Yarn should already be in here. Yeah, see, there it is. No, it's not respecting that. Yo, why are you not respecting that? Okay, that worked. All right. So far so good. Yarn 3 is a pain. Oh, that's no good. How long have you been programming? About 10 years. I use Yarn 3 on my Mac, but I don't know. Like your experience on a Mac is not your experience on Windows, right? Never used Yarn. Why use it over NPM? I don't know. Ask ChatGPT. My take is like once you start with one, you need to be consistent. But also I like lock files. Why use Yarn over NPM? And I think the syntax is a little bit simpler sometimes. Like I can just say yarn start or yarn foo to run my script. Okay, fine. They're talking about performance, whatever. Improved security, they say, okay. Determinism. This is like the big one for me, basically, is the lock file. I really don't think it's a big deal whether you use yarn or npm, but I do not like to mix and match them. Okay, so yeah, it's mad about all these types. I guess we're gonna have to go fix them. All right, I was thinking it would let me, yeah, you know what? I can still do this. Just to confirm that there was no regression. And then we will get it over into TypeScript. So let's just make sure there's been no regressions. Then we'll do a commit. Then we'll flip it over to TypeScript and fix the things. And then we'll have the typed workflow ID, and we can uncomment the this block at the bottom. Just put a TypeScript ignore at the top of the file. Yeah, that would work too. That would work too. Yarn can interweave social platforms in a single instance. Okay. I don't think that matters for me. Is this React? The application uses React for the GUI, but the scraper is not in the GUI, right? The scraper is a front-end process. So no, this is just vanilla JavaScript at the moment, and we're going to switch it over to TypeScript in a moment. Cool. So it looks like no regressions. So this is feat, more logging, and prep TS refactor, or let me say enhancement. Okay, so now we'll flip it over. And now is where we're going to give ChatGPT a chance to shine if it can. What is this? Yeah, that's fine. Consider this JavaScript file. Update it to include types so that I can change the file extension to TypeScript without error. This type is wrong. It's giving a lot of the primitives right, but I don't just care about the primitives. CSV writer, where did that come from? Looks like it imported that. And here's the workflow record interface, which is actually like the main one that I care about. Okay. So scrape workflow records and above. Control F, scrape workflow records. Here I'll control click, grab the signature title, control V. Let's go back and change this. Oh, you know what? TypeScript was right. This part is a string, but by the end of the line, it becomes an array. So that's correct. Okay. So we got scrape workflow records and above. Here's the scrape social media content records signature line. That script was right in September 2022. No, like I'm gonna review it. And by the way, like things that are right in September 2022 don't just magically get wrong, right? In general, like 2 plus 2 is still 4. Oh, it's just doing the puppeteer types. Okay, so that's async main. Did I copy that wrong? I think I copied that wrong. Async function, async function. Cool. The number type is wrong, but we'll fix that soon enough. I think it was YAML. Not sure what you mean. Async function, Puppeteer launch new, Control V. I guess for some reason it's idiomatic to import Puppeteer over importing browser from Puppeteer. I don't really understand that, but okay. Okay, this is looking pretty good. We need to install some types. Module CSV writer has no exported member CSV writer. Let me go over to Google, CSV writer types. I think I just need to install a type package. Bro, you should use cursor.so. It has GPT 3 and 4 already built in. Basically the Copilot X features. Maybe some other time. I'm pretty comfortable with my workflow. Is that Python? No, we're using JavaScript. You can use the any as a type. No thanks. E for effort, ChatGPT. Where did it even write the any? Okay, it wrote the any over there. No, that's bogus, dude. So let me look in my main. Cannot find name, create CSV writer. Sure you can, why not? Create object CSV writer. I'm going to step into this node package, Control F, Control V. So it's saying that this doesn't exist. I'm tripped out. I thought we had this. Let me look at my index file previously. Okay, previously it required it this way. Okay, it's a syntax change. Create object CSV writer. All right, cool. That's fine. So now, that's totally fine. So now I just call it create object CSV writer. And we get the type for free, CSV writer. Love it. Cool. Stuff is coming along. And yeah, we do want to type it. We do want to type it specifically, don't we? So the quick fix found it. It's going to be a CSV writer object map any. CSV writer whatever. I think I can leave it like that. It's technically a little bit duplicate. I could alias it because I'm going to be reusing this phrase, but I think it's fine. Oh, not the mechanical keyboard. It's hilarious how I get like some people stan it and some people really hate it. Okay, we're looking good. Control F, CSV writer. And I think we are very good. Very good. I love it. Satisfying. I got a cherry board, smooth and quiet. That's cool. Difference between unknown and any. Any means that you're declaring it can be anything. Like it could be a number, it could be a Boolean. Like you are affirming that it can be anything. Unknown, you're not affirming that. You're literally saying like, I don't know. So that's not the same thing. So like if it wants to verify correctness from any, it will say like true, that's correct. If it wants to verify correctness from unknown, it can't. It'll just say like, I don't know. Where do you go to find the best boot camps? The answer is Course Report. That's way too many types. Half of those can be just inferred. Yeah, I agree. This looks complicated. Yeah, it's a little complicated. Okay, I think I need the types package for Puppeteer. npm types package Puppeteer. Yeah. Puppeteer provides its own type definitions, so you do not need this installed. Okay. Well, if I don't need it installed, let's not install it, right? So then whence cometh the Puppeteer browser type? Should I use IntelliJ or VS Code? whatever works for you. I go with VS Code. It's free. So definitely prefer the free option unless you have a reason to switch. But you know, if you're like working at a company and everyone's using the other, then go ahead. What's the difference between yarn and npm? There's not a big difference. There used to be a big difference before npm started using lock files. So as long as you're consistent, it'll be fine. But you don't want to mix them. That's an issue if you end up mixing them. So let me delete this Puppeteer prefix and see if my quick fix can detect it. Yeah, cool. So that works for me. All right. What function is not async? Okay. On request async. Cool. Can't you use new browser? Maybe. What company do you work? A financial technology company called Upstart. IntelliJ is free too. No, it's not. I mean, maybe if you're in some special case like a student or something like that, but in general, it's not. No way this is going to work. I mean, it's not quite ready yet, but oof. Do do do. Do some null checks. Do you guys get RSU at Upwork? Well, I work at Upstart, not Upwork, but yes, we do get RSUs. Okay, that's looking good. The CSV path. Something wrong with the CSV path. Yeah, the main issue with the CSV path is no such thing exists, right? Okay, so this variable is equivalent to the workflow CSV path, except that it's not. And so we will call this. So workflow list CSV path. Oh, this needs to be an array. Let's see. Do I want one of these or do I want many of these? Really, I want a JSON file. Really, I want a JSON file. So this would be like the workflow content CSV path. That'll be we've been calling it initial social data. I don't really like that term. But let's leave it there for now. We'll change it because I'm going to end up using a JSON file later on. Okay, so that resolves that. Cool. Is it worth learning TypeScript or is JavaScript enough for front end and mobile React and React Native? It is worth learning TypeScript. So something like over 80% of professional front end developers have used TypeScript in the past month or in the past year or both. I can't remember, something like that. So TypeScript is the norm, basically. You may be able to get a job just knowing JavaScript, and you're very well may be able to build a hobby project just knowing JavaScript. But you're going to want to learn TypeScript like as soon as reasonable. What are you working on? I'm working on a project called RedYellowGreen. It's an open source project you can see on my GitHub. This is part 6 of a series of live streams. And you can check the YouTube link in my bio. You'll be able to see the full screen. I'm streaming to YouTube currently. And you can also see the other videos in the playlist. So here's the YouTube playlist. Thanks for being here. Do cybersecurity professionals need to know how to do this? No, but they do need to know how to guard against this. So what I'm doing is called scraping. And so scraping can provide a cybersecurity issue. If you expose, if you have a content leak, basically, if you expose information that you're not supposed to be exposing, then it can be scrapable, and basically you can get hacked and leaked that way. So you don't need to know, like, oh, who said that? Yeah, I agree with Buzanowski, who said not necessarily, but definitely helpful. So I would say the bare minimum is that you need to know that this is a thing, scraping is a thing. And then it would be nice if you could technically know how to do a scrape, but definitely at the junior level, I think that's optional. At the more senior levels, that would be, as the commenter said, very helpful. I agree. Because whenever you know that these things exist, you want to be able to anticipate it, and you want to be able to mock implement a hack or a breach. And so if you're a lead, a cybersecurity lead, and you're like, well, we could get scraped, and someone's like, show me. You want to be able to actually show them, right? How long were you working at Upstart for? I've been here over a year. How long have I been here? Like 15 months, something like that. I think it started like right after Valentine's Day last year. One year of experience so far as a software engineer. Should I still go to school for CS? Probably. I wouldn't say definitely, but I would say probably. And you can use that strategically for your career advancement. So you can get a performance review at your company, and they can help you pay to go to school. And then when you graduate, you can have them list that as an accomplishment, and that could be input into a promotion. What's your role? Software engineer? Yep, that's correct. Thanks, Sandra. Thanks for the follow. Glad to see you here. If you're enjoying the video, tap the thing and give it some likes, or share it with somebody. Let's get everyone to at least check out coding. You know, if they don't like it, that's cool. Coding's not for everyone, but I do think that everyone should give it a try. What's the motivation for building side projects? My personal motivation for building this particular side project is that I want to improve my social media content quality. And so this tool helps me ensure that I have consistent and high quality stuff. Can you repeat what you said about performance review? I missed some of it. Yeah, basically, if you graduate and if your company paid for you to go to school, you can list that as a good thing on your performance review, basically. I'm not going to say that username. A certain King says, is this on Twitch too? The answer is yes, and my Twitch is also in my bio. I will say, though, that I'm trying to grow my YouTube audience. But yeah, you can check it out on Twitch if you would like it to. Raunchy Santa says, oh God, it's TypeScript. What's up, Santa? What's this project about? It allows me to check my social media. It's scraping repurpose. It allows me to check my social media content performance on multiple social media channels, including TikTok, YouTube, Insta, Twitter. And so I can have one place where I can see my performance on all these channels. And that helps me understand if a piece of content is doing well because, for example, it just happens to be trending on TikTok, or if it's doing well because it's genuinely a good piece of content. You have a PhD in econ. That is correct. Go Patriots. George Mason got the PhD at George Mason. How was working at Capital One? Did you get to work in the new McLean building? Yeah, the McLean building was sick. The food was fire. I missed the food for real. There was like a whole floor. There was like an Illy coffee bar there. And one day when Celsius, like I think it was when Celsius first came out, they had like a corporate dude just come out and just gave away like Celsius, and I had never heard of it before. And they was just like chilling on the food floor. So I got like a bunch of Celsius. That was great. Nice, great idea. What stack are you using? So I'm using Next.js, which is a TypeScript stack. And I'm using that for the GUI and for the backend for the runtime server. But for the scraper, it's sort of like a standalone frameworkless TypeScript scraper. Donkaroo, pretty sure I could work at Upstart at this point. Yeah, maybe. I think we're hiring too, so check it out. Let me know if you want a referral, and I can check out your work and maybe refer you. Can you correspond with frame rate performance response? No, no. So the scraper takes hundreds of seconds to complete. So I'm not going to be like ticking on frames. Definitely not. Need a jobby job. Cool. Yeah. Good luck. Godspeed. Hope it goes well. Let me know if I can help. Okay, cool. Back to the code. What are we doing? We want to make red go away. Red bad, bad is bad. Make red not red, then happy. What do you need to be able to code to get a job? You need to be able to code, right? So your answer was in the question. If you can code, you can get a job. You also need to, the other thing you need to do is like execute the job search correctly. So it is true that like coding alone is not going to get you a job. You need to be able to social network and perform in an interview. And that's pretty much it. When you worked at AWS, what is the difference between a cloud engineer and an SDE? Well, I was not an SDE. I was a cloud engineer. So I don't really know the difference. I think they do a lot of the same things. But yeah, I would love to have a chat with an SDE at Amazon, and maybe they could correct me on that. Raunchy Santa says you need connections. That's totally valid. Totally agree. Thanks for the follow, Ali. All right. So yeah, what's up with this? It's possibly null. Well, here we don't need to check the total pages anymore. So workflow records, we control click this interface, and we have total pages is an optional number. If it is unpopulated, that is a problem for us. So here's record. So let workflow ID and total pages. And this is possibly undefined. If not total pages, I could continue basically. Unexpected nullish total pages for workflow ID, and then let's drop the workflow ID, and this would be yeah, it would be workflow ID. We need to use the backtick instead of the double quote so that we can interpolate that way. API scraping is guaranteed to break sooner. Yeah, there is no API for this. I asked them. I agree. I would prefer an API if they had it. It's being used before being assigned. Is it though? Is it though? Um, why is it saying that? It's really not. It's really not. It's defined right here. You've been in IC for a while. Have you thought about going into management? Yeah, I'm interested in going into management. So I'm kind of actively exploring that. What language is this? This is TypeScript. Let me try this. I hope this doesn't work, because if this works, I'll be sad. But hey, it's worth a try. Okay. Cannot redeclare. So why is it considering it a redeclare? Oh, okay. So we're actually mad about this thing. Yeah, go away. Let me undo. That makes much more sense now. Cool. So if not total pages, and then we would continue. And then here, I don't want to say scraping page 1. I want to say scraping page, current page. For workflow ID. Yep, that's much better. Start scraping from the last page and go backwards. Great, that is what I like to do. 22, 23, what do you mean? Familiar with people code. I do not know what people code is. Is this Puppeteer? Yes, it is. Good call. Big N in the chat. Kudos. Someone just threw likes there. I was going to say thank you, but it kind of went away too quickly, and I didn't see the name. But thank you for the likes. LOL people code. I don't get it. I don't know what that is. Are you doing a leak code problem? No, this is not a leak code problem. This is data scraping. Yo, what we building? This is a scraper. Code for PeopleSoft. Oh, no, no thanks. I'll stay away from that. What made you use Puppeteer over, let's say, Cypress? That is a good question. So the reason is that I want to drive Chrome, and Puppeteer is built by the same team, like the Chromium team. I think the performance is better. I don't know. I haven't done a detailed comparison in a while. When I think about the features, like when I think about what Cypress is even for, I use it for end-to-end testing, and I'm not doing end-to-end testing, so it just didn't even come to mind. Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't Cypress use Puppeteer under the hood? It all uses Selenium under the hood. No, 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 no. Swerve Selenium. Puppeteer is way, way better. I was laughing at who said people code. Oh, I got you. Okay, that makes sense. Why did you get a PhD in economics? Well, originally I wanted to contribute to policy to fix the American economy. And then I kind of like switched out of politics, but I didn't want to drop out of my program. So that's basically why. What's up on YouTube? Thanks for being here. How many years have you been coding? The answer is about 10 years. You think you're superhero. Go and fix the corrupt economy. Yeah, no, I'm not a superhero, that's for sure. But I do think I can help a lot of people because I help them get coding jobs, which pay really well and improve quality of life. So if that sounds good to you, hit me up. I don't think I can fix all of America, but I can probably help you. Do you miss economics? I don't miss it because I do active research. I'm writing a paper on, I'm writing papers right now. You have a PhD. Yes, I do. Maybe I'm thinking about web. We have a really active chat. Thanks so much for being here, y'all. It's good to see y'all here. I hope you'll like the video and follow the page. And If you have questions, you can leave them on my TikTok videos, and I can answer your questions even after the stream. I says, what are your thoughts on using AI like ChatGPT to help code? I think it's a great idea. I've been doing that off and on during the stream today. So I have ChatGPT open. Definitely prefer GPT-4 over GPT-3. It is a huge difference. Huge difference. And I've done a bunch of illustrations of this. One of my funnier illustrations is that I asked ChatGPT to try to detect plagiarism, and I gave it a section of the Book of Mormon. And I said, give me a rating of 1 to 10. How likely is this plagiarized? And GPT 3.5 said it's an 8, and GPT-4 said it's a 1. So GPT-4 completely correct, GPT-3 way out of bounds, right? What is primary factor driving inflation? Yeah, inflation is always and everywhere a monetary phenomena. So I think it's at root the printing of money. Be careful with ChatGPT as it will lie to you. Use it to help, not to write. Yeah, I agree with that. You definitely need to check on everything that comes out of ChatGPT. Does Upstart allow you to use generative AI like ChatGPT? Upstart has not, to my knowledge, made a public statement, so I am not going to comment on that. But keep an eye out. Upstart is leaders in AI, so keep an eye out. Yeah, I'm not authorized to make. I don't think I'm authorized to comment on stuff that they haven't publicly taken a position on yet. Why can't we just compress our money with gzip? That's pretty funny. Companies will usually build a private, in air quotes, ChatGPT model. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but it is an option. Are you good with React? Yeah, I never like to call myself a 10 out of 10. I think that gets you into kind of like egotistical trouble. But I would say I'm north of a 5 out of 10. Thank you for the follow. Do you enjoy coding? Yeah, I genuinely do enjoy coding. All right, cool. Let's get back to some of that coding. I want to make these red go away. So here is the inner text issue. It's because it doesn't exist on element. Where is element typed? So here I need to verify that it's an HTML element. And now we have inner text now. HTML element or null is not assignable to this. Let's see. What if I undo that? Can you already detect? It says element or null. Okay, so I'll do HTML element or null. That's fine. That solves it. We need to do similarly for this TikTok description. Yeah, it's just going to make us break up our it's going to make us break up our statements. I wonder if I can do this. Does that get me? Hey, okay. That's a little bit cleaner, I think. What do y'all think? So can I do the same here? Nice. I get that null checking is important, but it's frustrating. I totally agree with that. So basically, like they'll host their own GPT thinking at a high level, their own GPT thing at a high level. Some companies are doing that. Do you remember using Grunt or Gulp back in the day? How was it compared to Webpack V? Yeah, I used Grunt and Gulp. I think I have an active project on my GitHub where I still use Gulp. My laterally slides, and it's awful. Those are they weren't awful. I take that back. They're pretty straightforward. So Grunt Task is pretty straightforward. It's just like a way to organize scripts, basically. And then Webpack was more. It could do more things, and it was cool because it streamed, so it got more performance, and the extensions were cool. And then it got like super gross and complicated. But then in what was it? Like later on, they went the intelligent default route, which was a super powerful move. So it's kind of bloated, and I think it's kind of anyway. It's awesome, but you can do it in a simpler way, and I think that's exactly what Vite does. Time to renew your SAA? Maybe. I don't know if it's worth the effort. We have a common connection. Cool. Yeah, connect on LinkedIn. It'll be good to see you. Why is your terminal tab on the left? I don't know. That's where VS Code put it, I guess. All right, cool. The red is slowly going away. So yeah, record of workflow records. Got a bunch of goofiness going over here. It's possibly null. Yeah, so I'll do a say or string. I guess I could use the nullish operator in this case, couldn't I? Nullish coalescing, that one, I could do that one. I don't see any benefit, and so I think the or operator is going to be simpler. Nullish coalescing is like one of those cool ideas that I like really don't find many uses for. All right, let's do our null checking. All right, TypeScript, we get it. You're right. TypeScript is like such a know-it-all. It's like, well, it technically could be null. I feel like TypeScript should be a lawyer. So this would be an a.button. It's not gonna be an anchor. It's not gonna be an anchor. What keyboard do you use? It's a Razer. Here, you can see it. I think I just got it from Best Buy. So technically could be null comment made me cringe so hard. Lua returns a Boolean based on whether a variable is undefined. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool. The switches sound amazing. Thank you so much. Y'all are so nice. I love this chat. Hey, check out YouTube. Link is in my bio. I'm trying to grow my YouTube. I want to get to 1,000 subs over there so they can make me a partner. By the way, if you go to YouTube, you can see the full screen. And you can see my face. I don't know if that's a pro or a con, but anyway. Christian, thanks for the follow. All right, so it's complaining about find because it's possibly undefined. Yes. Yeah, so we can do array from this or can I do that? Let's check this out real quick. node, and let's say foo is array.from. Right, so you can do array from array. That works just fine. Does Upstart have an RTO policy in place? So I'm a software engineer, so I don't know about for all the roles, but for software engineers, we can work remotely. Although we are opening, oh man, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Okay, I can make a general statement. We are opening more offices soon, but to my knowledge, they're just optional. Do you find yourself getting considerable jobs or positions just as a front-end developer? Like, yeah, but they're not the highest paying or anything. Looking at this is the reason I picked cybersecurity. Yo, that's savage, yo. We're up to 90 people, so it looks like some new people joined. So if you didn't already know, you can go to YouTube. The link is in my bio and see the full screen. Also, this is part 6 of a series, and the YouTube playlist is on YouTube. So check it out. How long does it take to learn JavaScript? I think most people that want to learn JavaScript can do it in under 6 months. Okay, so we got this array, right, from, and then it's find, and it says object is possibly undefined. Okay, it's not flowing through as an HTML element, so let's fix that. HTML element. Now L button is known as an HTML element, but it's possibly undefined once again. It's really not, though. Because find should go through the indexes. Yeah, so L button should never be undefined. I don't know why it's saying it's possibly undefined. Like, what if I do this? Are you still going to tell me that it's possibly undefined? What if I do... See, this is what somebody asked earlier, why not TypeScript? And the answer is because I didn't want to do all this stuff. Object is possibly undefined. All right, let me break up the levels. Let me break them up. Anchors in row. This is ultimately going to be worth it. It's just kind of painful. Okay, why are you telling me object is possibly undefined? All right, cool. href does not exist on HTML element. You got me, because it's an anchor element. You got me on that. Okay. Love the work you do, brother. It's helping a lot. Thank you so much. I love that encouragement. Thank you. Just add 2 exclamations at the end. I don't think that would solve the problem. Not in the way that I want it to. I'm a fresh grad in software engineering, but this new market seems concerning. I respect your output. Yeah, thanks for the comments. Thanks for being here. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. I think new grad, like if you're a new grad in software engineering, I think you should be fine. I think it's going to be difficult right now for career switchers and non-traditional students, but a software engineering degree falls in the realm of traditional degrees. So I think you should be all right. If you need help on the job search, check the link in my bio. Syntax maybe. What is the syntax issue? We fixed it. I don't know if you noticed that. So this is correct at this point. I do. Yeah, I just do one of these. And now it's always a string. Workflow name, let's do the same for you. So now these are always guaranteed to be stringy. Liddy. Bingzy, if I said that correctly, says, I'm graduating in December with CS. I don't have an internship. Will I suffer finding a job? I mean, like, no, not really. Like, what do you mean by suffer? So it's true that your marginal rate of job finding will be low relative to someone that did have an internship, but that doesn't mean you're going to suffer. Like when CS grads talk about suffering, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is like rich people whining that I'm only making 110K a year instead of 210K a year. It's like, dude, you're so out of touch with the average experience of humans for all of history. I think you're not going to suffer, man. You might just not go straight to Google, and I hope that doesn't make you too sad. All of that just to make sure you know won't be null is a string. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, so we got there. Right. Any reds left? We got a little bit more red. So here's total pages. The property does not exist on the record. Well, let's add it. Record, where is your type defined? So here's workflow records and then record of workflow records. Yeah. And then page count date. So I think we just need to declare that it's a workflow record. So did that fix it? Yeah, now total pages is chill. Didn't know you were chill like that, bro. Amazon is hell. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, like the employee experience at Facebook and Google is better than the employee experience at Amazon. I get that, but Amazon is hell. That's like so dramatic. For software engineers, that's so dramatic. Like, it's big tech, and you can argue that maybe it's like the worst of big tech, but like it's still big tech, which is pretty chill. Stephanie says, hi, everyone. What's up, Stephanie? Thank you for being here. Amazon, the pit factory. Yeah, you're not wrong about that part. Is it hard to find a job with only free CodeCamp certifications? The answer is yes. That is an extremely difficult approach that I don't recommend. Yeah, I mean, feel free to book a call through me in my bio if you need help, but like free CodeCamp is a nice addition. You don't want to just be using free CodeCamp. Amazon is hell, but I only put boxes and pods for them. Yeah, so that's different, right? If you're working in the factories, that's like real different than the experience as a software engineer. So I get that part is super rough for sure. Java Ubuntu. No, this is Windows TypeScript. Sorry to let you down. Buzanowski says, I believe JavaScript, TypeScript, and Windows. Yes, bingo. Lord Krakos, thanks for the follow. Quick reminder, you can go over to YouTube. The link is in my bio and see the full screen. Switch to Mac. I have a Mac upstairs, but like I'm not going to switch right now in the middle of my stream. Yeah, but maybe I will stream from the Mac next time. Honestly, it's like coding on the Mac is a lot better. This is just in my kind of like office where I am. This is the one that's set up here. Do you have content on creating resumes? Not really. I mean, I do some things occasionally. So recently I mentioned that GPT-4 has a plugin. Here, I'll show you this. So the GPT-4 plugins are generally not good for the job search, but there is one that will help you with your resume. It's right here. It's called Resume Copilot. Hey, bro, I work at Wendy's, and I was employee of the month last year, but I want a new job. Please make me a resume. I'm still in high school. Let's see if it understood that. I didn't even spell school correctly. It says aloha. Aloha, I'd be stoked to help you out with your resume. Yo, this is awesome. Mahalo, here's the link to upload your current resume. If you don't have a resume yet, don't worry, just let me know. Yeah, I don't have one right now, but my email is boofy@boofed.boofer. And I live in Austin, Texas, and my cell is 512-808-8080. Aloha, Boofy. So yeah, I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but anyway, it helps you build a resume, and like this one's pretty good. I also have done a few videos where I recommend the Indeed resume review. Yeah, this is totally worth it. The Indeed resume review is totally worth it. Big Lebowski's is a skee ball team at ATX. That's so valid. I love that. Oh, y'all can't see the hat that I'm wearing, but I'm wearing a GTX hat, which is Georgetown, Texas, which is just north of Austin. What's the best way to land that software dev job? I'm currently going through a comp sci degree. Yeah, a comp sci degree is arguably the best way to get a software developer or software engineering job. Stephanie says, cool, my bro plays for them. That's awesome. Yeah, if there's like a YouTube channel, shoot me a DM and I'll like check them out on YouTube or something. But if it's only in person, like I'm living in Virginia right now, so I'm probably not going to be able to go see him in person. Okay, let's get back to the code. This thing, the parent element is possibly null, right? That's why you're mad. So yeah, so return number. I could cast it to 0 or a negative number, or I could throw. What should I do? I'm going to throw. Count equals all this. HTML element. Dot parent is possibly null. Okay. I mean, fine. I'm doing a safe navigation, so like, so what? Yeah, and I already checked if not page link. Let's see. Let me not drop these comments. By the way, if I don't get to your question, just drop your question on a TikTok video and I will answer it after the stream. Hey, I have engineering leads that need job hunt mentorship. Let's chat offline. For sure, for sure. Thanks for being here. Is it lasting like training or train to work? Not sure what you mean. Nice, landed my second role a month ago, making 6 figures remote. Congrats. That's to Black Ghost. Congrats. Stoked for you. Andrew suggests the bang. That's a good call, Andrew. Let me try that out. The issue is that I shouldn't have to do that. Yeah, so it's not buying the nullish thing. It was a good try. The issue is I should never have to do that because if it's null, I'll go into this if, and then I will never proceed through it. I can put this exclusively in an else block, but then I feel weird because it's like, no, I shouldn't feel weird. I shouldn't feel weird. That works. Else. So this works. So now next page link is guaranteed, and it's the parent element that might be null. That's fine. Let me see if I misunderstood it previously. Maybe that's what it was saying the whole time. Okay, I just put the question mark in the wrong place. My bad. Amrullah says, what are you working on? I'm working on RedYellowGreen right here, open source project. Feel free to go give it a star if you're feeling generous. And what this does is it is a scraper. Well, it's not just a scraper. I'm working on the scraper, but the whole application is much more. It's a single place where you can go to see the performance of your social media content. So if you make TikTok videos, YouTube Reels, Instagram, you can go here and you can see, hey, is this performing well on all channels or just some channels, or is it performing poorly everywhere? That's red, yellow, green. Green means like this is good content, everyone loves it everywhere. Yellow is like, yeah, it went viral on TikTok, but like Insta's not buying it. So maybe it was just a TikTok trend or something like that. And the content itself is not necessarily sort of like objectively high value, if that makes sense. Christian, are you using Vercel? Yes, I am. So we got the Vercel database right here, Postgres, and then the Vercel deployment hook. Love the developer experience integrated to my GitHub. Thanks for the support, y'all. If you want to support the channel, check out the YouTube link in my bio and subscribe that. I'm trying to grow that channel. Also, this is part 6 of a series, and the rest of the series is on YouTube anyway. Dang, your LinkedIn is stacked. Drop you a follow. Thank you so much. Cool project, dude. Thank you very much. That's a funny username, by the way. Username, it's sus, not gonna lie. Love that. What kind of content are you putting on YouTube outside of the lives? It's the same stuff. I mean, I have some old stuff that's like whatever, but the stuff that I put out these days is all coding related. So here, I'll show you an example. Here, I review the Coursera and Meta course. And then I do a ton of shorts. I guess this is actually not a short, but yeah. This one is just like a background one on me, because people ask me all the time why I got the PhD in economics, so I answer that here. This is unboxing. So I won a hackathon at Supabase, and they sent me this like box of like swag. So I did an unboxing video. Yeah, why grind leet code? That's the kind of stuff. It's all coding related these days. So give it a follow. All right, Control Z, Control Shift Z to redo. It's mad that the inner text doesn't exist on Element. And so can I verify this is going to be a next page link? So that will be an anchor element. Actually, I'm not sure the next page link is an anchor element. I'm going to take that back. I don't know. I'll leave it as HTML element. Yeah, so I need to cast the previous element sibling. This is or null, right? Oh, oops, did that wrong. Element or null or undefined is not assignable to. Yeah, that's so annoying, isn't it? Element or null or undefined. Fine. Element or null or undefined is not assignable to this thing. Why did you get the PhD in econ? I've explained that so many times. I was trying to fix the economy, basically. I'm still trying to fix the economy, but on a lower scale, though. It was a joke, sorry. Oh, yeah, no problem. I apologize for getting exasperated. What you doing here? We're working on RedYellowGreen, an open source software solution to help us improve our social media content quality. Right, so here, I can just do this. Man, I'm really goofing right now, aren't I? Let's see. I mean, I could use the as operator. I'm trying to avoid that. I just don't like doing that. When you're web scraping, how do you determine if the content is legal to consume? Just read the terms of use of the website. And if you're not sure, you can contact the people who own the website. What are you trying to do or make? I am writing a scraper for repurpose.io. So this website, I can post to TikTok, and then it will automatically send it to YouTube and Twitter and LinkedIn and Insta. And what I want to do is pull all that data together so I can see all of my engagement and my likes and my comments. I can see that all in one place. That's the point of what I'm doing here. This is open source, by the way. RedYellowGreen on GitHub. Okay, so I guess I'll just use the as. let me do. That feels a little bit more honest. All right, cool. Actually, I can go ahead and put a number on it here. And then just check, is it NaN? Do you ever see TDD or is it a hoax? Pure TDD we never use, but modified TDD we love it. It's great. I swear programming is having to memorize a second language. Yeah, it's totally a second language for sure. Thank you for all the follows. Y'all are great. Check me out on YouTube too, please. Link in my bio. I'm trying to grow my YouTube. Okay, unexpected NaN count. This should be unexpected page count of NaN for workflow ID. There's the workflow ID. And then here we return count. We'll keep it in mind, still working on JavaScript learning. Cool. Buzanowski says, cool, I've seen TDD preached, but never seen it any lives or anything. Yeah. Break it before you fix it is a really important mental model. And yeah, I've definitely used break it before you fix it in my lives for sure. I just typically don't end up writing unit tests. And I think that's true for a lot of side projects, is that whenever we're doing these side projects, we don't write a lot of unit tests. So the sort of pure TDD you basically won't see. Even in corporations, you're not going to see pure TDD. But you will see some companies that are like, hey, update your unit test or I'm not going to merge your PR, that kind of thing. But the mental model of make it fail before you make it work is really important. And you can do that with functional testing as well, manual functional testing. You don't need to do that with unit tests. And I do that all the time in my lives. Wouldn't you rather be a registered nurse? They make over 60K and less stressful and chill. Are you talking to me? I make more than 6 times that much and I have unlimited PTO. So I'm chill. Thanks though. I don't know. If you're talking to someone else in the chat, sorry, I'm not sure. Okay. All right, we got rid of all the red stuff, y'all. I'm curious, what are you doing? I'm building a scraper. Yeah, hopefully y'all can fill them in the chat. I've gone through that a few times. Also, if you go to the YouTube link in my bio, you can see the video description, and that explains it there also. What's up with the should resume thing? I think I nuked should resume at some point. We're just going to not do that. Let's see. So here is await social media content records. I need to add a step somewhere that writes a JSON file instead of writing a CSV. Let's look at my env file. Start from scrape cache. So this is like a resumable. Yeah, I can just use that. Should resume. Instead, we'll call that process.env dot start from scrape cache. Let me actually put a breakpoint here. Oh, it's debugger in Node. Put a debugger in there. I want to see. I literally just want to see if it comes in as a Boolean or a string. Or like, no, I mean, I'll trust it. That's fine. That's fine. Am I being scammed? This seems weird. I mean, I don't know how you're being scammed. Have I asked you for anything? I'm just coding. Follow my channel. There you go. Now you're being scammed. Follow my channel, and I'll make you watch shit like this all the time. Okay, so this looks pretty much ready to run. Let me check my other envs because I don't think I'm always assuming a string. String. If with request interception. Yeah. And here's where I should check on the triple equals true. Yeah, let's do a debugger. Why not? I don't know why I'm being like sus, but I am, so sue me. Close others. Here we will open the package.json file, and now let's debug the start script. Hey dude, I use Visual Studio all the time. I might have an extension or two you'd like. Cool, yeah, drop it in the chat or comment on my videos or DM me. Does it run in constant time? No, it does not. It's not possible to run this in constant time. There you go. So you see false is a string. So go to the debug console. Yep. Cool. We can look at all my env, and they are all stringy. Oh, thanks for the rose. Thank you so much. Is default VS Code theme your favorite? Any other suggestions? Oh yeah, check this one out. Here's my favorite. Control-Shift-P, theme, light mode. No, I don't really have a favorite in particular. Dude, I've got a cool theme for you. Oh, you know what? Is it hot dog stand? Let's go get hot dog stand. No, it's like it's kind of a distraction if you ask me. Just grab a dark mode and go home. Hot dog stand is like all red and then like the letters are yellow. It's awful. it's it's the worst. Okay, so this is looking fairly ready. This is a dark experimental V2, and this is I kind of like this more than the default. This is kind of popping a little bit. Run it. I think we're running, right? I'd stick with that. Same Z, same Z. Oh man, I am tired and hungry. I think I'm gonna have to bounce soon, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you follow the page. We're gonna be wrapping up soon. I'm confused what you're doing. Imagine a tiny person that is clicking on all these buttons and writing down all of the TikTok URLs and all of the YouTube URLs. And then it says, hey, so let me show you one of these. Oops, something went wrong. Something went wrong, homie. Don't tell me that. Do I need to log in again? Okay. I hate it when you tell me something went wrong. Yeah, so like here's a video, right? And it's a TikTok, and then it was published over to the YouTube Reel. And so what the thing does is it's going to grab this URL. You can see in the lower left there. By the way, if you were looking on YouTube, it would be easier to see. You can see that TikTok URL, and then you can see the YouTube URL that's matched to it. And so what this is going to do, it's going to go grab all of those matching URLs and be like, hey, this row right here, this piece of content, here's the TikTok URL, here's the YouTube URL, here's how the likes and the comments from TikTok, here's the likes and the comments from YouTube. And so that way you can look like across your different social media channels. Does that make sense? Henry, thank you for the follow. I was going to say, if it just works, you are a 100x dev. Yeah, that would be wild, wouldn't it? Ended ungracefully with this timeout. Okay, I mean, that's fine. It timed out. I'm not necessarily mad about a timeout. Well, I closed my debug terminal, but here, yeah, let's do feet TS conversion. Push that. Still 10x, I'll give you that. Thank you so much. I'd like to talk more off stream. Yeah, definitely. DM me. My email's in my bio too. You can just shoot me an email. Or DM me on TikTok, on Twitter, or whatever. Okay. So what happened? What happened was we got a timeout inside of this thing over here. What was the last log that I got? Done counting pages was the last log that I got. So I never got to scraping page. So did it time out on 133? Yeah, by the way, I shouldn't even be going to 133. Shouldn't even be going to 133. So that's bad. I guess I'm still not a 100x dev. DOM content loaded marker, DOM content loaded, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. We bombed on this guy. All right, let's try again. I expect to see scraping page message this time. And so we can just yarn start now. Dude, you're close. Thank you so much. Y'all are so nice. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, and I'm drinking cowboy coffee. This is not healthy. Let me know in the chat, should I stop drinking coffee or should I just chug the rest of it? Have you tried Beautify? I love Beautify. I'm using Prettier though. So if you Control-Shift-P settings, here go to the user settings, Control-F Prettier. So you can see that I have Prettier set up. So I like this one more than Beautify. And then I also have format on save. So the reason that you don't see me having to invoke Prettier over and over is because every time I save, it runs. But yeah, before Prettier, I used to use Beautify. Quick reminder, if you are new to the stream, looks like we're at 74 fine people here. Thanks for being here. Hope you'll follow the page and tap the like button and check out my YouTube as well. You'll be able to see the full screen. The link is in my bio. And there is also a YouTube playlist. So this is a series, and the YouTube channel, it's the same username, John Vanderveer. And there's the YouTube playlist for Red, Yellow, Green, and this is part 6 over there. What is this? What up, Poem? This is Red, Yellow, Green, which is an open source project. Here's the GitHub. Feel free to go give it a star. And it's a website that lets you view your social media performance across channels. So you can see we have TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. But I want to be able to go to one place and see my analytics for all of them. And so that's what this does. Bummer, we got the, we timed out again. Okay, so it seems like we timed out before I even got to this. How would that be occurring? So here's scrape workflow records. Pause before navigation. Maybe that's what's timing out. Obtained workflow records and done with pause before navigation. Yeah. Done counting pages for workflow 4 out of 4. No, we're proceeding past that. Maybe writing the writing the records is not failing because we did write a CSV. So what happens after this method? Let me just throw some breakpoints in there. Debuggers are kind of fun if you ask me, so. Maybe the for loop is busted for some reason. Nerf Scuttler says, hi, what up, Nerf Scuttler? Thanks for being here. So I'm going to go into my package.json file and hit the debug button in the GUI. King Smoker, what up, what up? Hey, I sent confirmation for the one-on-one but haven't heard back. All right, I'll check my email after this. Why don't you add a comment where you think it's broke? Debuggers are more helpful than comments. That's the reason. Are you working right now? I mean, I'm working on a side project. I'm working on open source. The feedback loop is painful. Yeah, I agree. Henry says, never heard of debugger. Yeah, Buzanowski said it well. The debugger lets you see the app state. It also lets you freeze the process so that it doesn't keep running. You can kind of you can not just see the app state, but in Node anyway, the Node debugger, you can update the app state. So I can like literally fix it right there. You could just add breakpoints to your IDE too. Yeah, I mean, that's just another way of writing the debugger. I like to put the debugger keyword because it gives it its own line. Especially with like, if you ever put like two expressions on, like I don't like to put a bullet right here because how is that actually pausing? It's like really weird. All right, so we paused up here. So we got this far. Let me make sure that CSV writer is well formed. We have it. Workflow records is a thing. These records are looking snazzy. We have 4 expected keys. String, string, number, string. They comply with expected types. We're looking good. All right, so here I will continue. All right, okay, all right, whatever. I'll click the button over there. All right, so we got to here. Cool. And then if I click into here, we got to here. All right, so we're getting into this method. You don't like to use VS Code debugger, just curious. Not really. I mean, sometimes I do. So the problem is that I work in various programming languages. And so it's easy for me to just drop the debugger keyword in whatever language it is, instead of like having to like configure VS Code for all the things. But there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Right, I use Golang most. Yeah, so do you, yeah, I have never used the VS Code bullets for Golang. Does it work pretty well? I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't really do it. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, it's almost out of the box. Oh, that's sick. That's awesome. So let's say I take, for instance, 0. And now let me destructure workflow ID in total pages. So I'm going to const const workflow ID. Or let me, how do I do this? The alias destructuring. Workflow ID as boof. Total pages as foo. I think that works. And then here we'll do workflow records, tab 0, enter. Yeah, it didn't like my alias. What's the syntax? Yeah, let me check. GPT, where you at? What's the syntax for TypeScript aliased destructuring? Destructuring. What are some of your domains? Ever buy and redirect to grow your audience? I don't think I've ever done that. Latterly is my main domain, and then I also have After Econ. Okay, so I don't use as, I use the colon. Name, full name, age, user age. Yeah, cool. I might have the order wrong on these. Boof is not defined. Okay. I think I got the order wrong on these. Workflow ID. And then foo is total pages. Foo is not defined. Boof is not defined. What's going on? What's going on here, y'all? All right, let me not alias them. I didn't want to alias them because it's going to get overridden. Let me do it like this. I don't know why I made that so complicated. Let me just do it like this. Total pages, right? And workflow ID. Okay. Print out the object. Yeah, basically. Kevin says, how are you on the same line of code that I dropped in on an hour ago? I'm not. I was not using a debugger an hour ago. Okay, so it seems to be fine. So I do expect to hit 129. And whoever was talking about TDD earlier, this is an example of a TDD mindset. Is I'm basically setting up a functional test in my mind. Even though I'm not writing it out, I have the mindset, which is I define what I expect to happen before I observe what does happen. And this assists with basically troubleshooting and root causing and things like that. So based on my analysis, I do expect to hit 129. And you could write a unit test that does the same analysis. Okay, so we hit it, right? You need to make this a class, not a function. No, that's not the case at all. I do not need to make it a class. Actually, making it a class would complicate things for no reason. Okay, so we got workflow ID, total pages, they're evaluated properly. So I'm going to step over. And here, let me, let me step over. And I get to my log statement, and now it says scraping page 1. So I never got this far before, right? Oh, I did. I just didn't read my log messages carefully enough. So I did get here, and then I flopped. I must have flopped on this await, basically. Thanks for the clap. Yeah, I think I need to wrap up because my brain is not working very well. I didn't even need to do that debugging. I just need to increase the wait time here, basically. All right, cool. So let me trash this terminal. And I added the timeout, and let me remove my debuggers. Oh well, at least we got to see how to debug, so that was good. All right, so I'm going to run this one more time. Could you try the 2077 theme? Sure. I'll, if I don't have to download it, I don't want to go download it. Yeah, I don't want to go download it. Yo, that's kind of cool. Dang. I'm so mad. I'm so mad that I like it. It's cool seeing what AI will do in a few months. Yeah, that would be great. Great to see. How about Barbie? Oh, wow. You love to see it, don't you? This is awful. This is better, but this is kind of cool. No. Smash or pass in the chat, y'all. Smash or pass in the chat. Smash, right? Smash this, right? I'm gonna go with pass. I'm gonna go with pass on this second one. Ooh, I don't know. You tell me. I could go either way on that one. No. 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 Ooh. I could smash on this. Yeah, I could smash on this synthwave. Pass. Yeah, this 2077 is pretty cool. I'm going to stick with this one, though. All right, we're scraping page 1. Yeah, that was kind of fun. Good to do in the downtime while we're looping through. Scraping page 1, this is what has blocked us in the past. We kept erroring out on line 136. Now we've extended the timeout, so let's see if that allows us to overcome the issue. Whether it works or not, this is going to wrap up the stream for today. So thanks for tuning in. Remember, you'll be able to see the whole stream as well as previous streams if you go follow the YouTube channel and check out the Red, Yellow, Green playlist. Thank you so much for being here. Yawiz, thanks for the follow. Get some dinner. Thank you. Yeah, look, we got through the bottleneck. Now we're cruising. Cool. So now we got literally thousands of data points now. So you saw it here. You saw it here. This is really more akin to data engineering than software development, by the way. There's no difference. Yeah, there's a lot of overlap, isn't there? All right, y'all. That's going to do it. See you later.